Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I am LadySmitan, and today's video is a speed build of a beach house that I did recently. I actually did this because I'd done a seasonal sim collab with some of the simmers over on SimsAmino. The video for that is already up on my channel, but I will leave a link in the description down below, sorry. And for that, I wanted to have a nice place to take screenshots, so I thought I'd just build a quick little lot to do that, but went a little bit overboard and ended up building an entire beach house. And I recently learned my lesson when doing buildings that I should just always record it no matter what it is, and if I don't like it then I don't make a video. That's sort of just what I've learned to do now, because a while ago I built a lot called Tranquil Lagoon, which is out on the gallery, and I was really proud of it, and I hadn't filmed it because I just wasn't thinking, and I thought, oh, I'm just messing around, so I regret not filming that, and you know, build regrets. I'm not going to do that again. So I decided I would film everything, and this actually turned out to be a pretty good little house, so I'm quite happy that I filmed it. And it's like nothing amazing, it's not as good as some other builders, it was just me messing around mostly, so you could probably find much nicer beach houses out there, and it was, as I say, mostly just for screenshot purposes, and because I really wanted to play around with more of the backyard stuff pack, which I got thanks to my friend Simulator, and it's a really amazing pack, so I wanted to play around with more of it. And in my last build, without using it, I didn't get to use the water slide thing, slip and slide, so I wanted to add that in and actually get to play with it a bit. Here, I was kind of trying to make this look like the ocean, like as it comes in to land, like, you know, the waves, but obviously it doesn't look anything like the ocean because it's small and I can't get it to be a big massive expanse of water, so I just did my best with what I had and made the front look a little bit like it was doing that. But in the end it sort of looks more like a tropical lagoon type thing because I put lots of plants and rocks around it to try and make it fit better into the landscaping. It's sort of a bit of a party area in the back with the big bonfire, a small little campfire, the tiki bar that came with some, I think it was like exclusive content if you pre-ordered The Sims 4 or something, I can't remember, it was ages ago. But it suited this, and I've never used it before, but it really suited the scenery of the beach house, so I thought I might as well use it. Sort of setting up a small picnicking type area with the guitar and the cooler and the rug from backyard stuff there, and an umbrella, which is just a little idea that I'd been using before after Thomas on Thomas TV mentioned it, that it would be cool for those picnic areas, so I've been sort of making my own fake picnic areas and just using the chairs from backyard stuff. I'm sorry if my audio is a little bit different in this video than usually is. I'm using the built-in microphone with the webcam on my Mac, and it's probably not the best sound quality, but I'm sort of just getting this video out as quick as I can because I've been struggling with making videos recently. I've been recording the videos, but I've not been doing commentary because of reasons, and I'm probably going to make a small video explaining that a bit better in the next couple of days, and I'm hoping that I can start getting more videos out on a regular basis because I do really enjoy doing them. I've just been struggling with some personal stuff lately, which has made me not record as often as I'd like to and things like that. Also, there was lots of guests at my house recently, and that meant that I couldn't do any voiceovers anyway because it would have been really noisy and not very enjoyable for you guys to listen to. So the structure of the house changes a lot. This is not the end structure of the house. I've never been to a beach house, like not a proper one, like, you know, you'd get in America or Australia or something. So I didn't know what I was doing, and I was just sort of like messing around, and it started to look more like a barn, and I didn't like it, and eventually I Google summer homes so I can sort of get a better idea for it and make it a bit nicer, which is at this point when I've sort of figured out what I want to do. And this is more of the end structure, and we go for a thatched sort of strawy type roof because I thought that was kind of cool, like a beach hut type feel. And the paneling on the sides, it ends up being a blue colour. I mess around changing it from different things like pastas and stuff for a while, but we go with the blue siding. And I've sort of kept the colour scheme quite bright, so it's like whites and the sort of like yellow beigey colours and blues, because it sort of fits the beach vibe in my opinion, having lots of like aqua blue for like the ocean and sky and all that stuff. And then the sort of beigey colours, because I felt maybe it'd be since we're in the sun all the time, the wood has been like bleached over time and it's gotten brighter, so it might not have originally been that colour, but now that's the colour that it is. and the siding might be a bit of a more bleached colour of like blue, like sun bleached. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm sort of not making much sense or struggling in this video. I will make a video explaining life a bit more in the next couple of days because just, I don't know, I'm not feeling myself at the moment and I don't want that to come across in my videos, but it's the truth, and I also don't want to not make videos because that's like part of the process of me feeling better will be getting back into making videos more often and sort of like communicating with humans more and just being more of a general normal person if that's possible. Anyway, I'll try to talk about the build and not get distracted. I like doing this thing on lots of my builds with these little windows sort of as they go up the side of the stairs, so it would only let light sort of hit your ankles, which might seem a bit random, but I just like the way it looks with the side of the building sort of creating a bit more interest, and it's a little bit more of a modern feature I suppose, and maybe it would have been added into this building a lot later than when it was originally built. The decking area at the top is sort of, it's got like the yoga mat for like a zen type thing, and it's got a little barbecue area and an easel and some like planter boxes and the bird feeder. I thought it'd be more of like a relaxing zen type area for like little family barbecues and like little get-togethers and relaxing and doing like yoga and all that stuff, rather than the downstairs area, which is the party area for having big groups of people come around. I love these little flower fairy light things that came with backyard stuff. I think they're really cute, so I've used them everywhere on this build. It also adds quite a good amount of light when it's at night time around the sort of party area. I added in the movie hangout stuff, little seating things there on the picnic blanket because Sims won't actually just sit on the ground on the blanket in general, so they're going to sit on those and probably on the cooler, and it'll be a bit more like a little area for that they can actually use to hang out. And here I was messing with different colours trying to get what I wanted to match, but I just left it with the beige like thatch roof and the blue siding because, as I said, it just fitted and it looked nice, and it went with the colour schemes of pretty much everywhere in the end. For the flooring inside the house and on the decking, I used sort of that flooring that looks like it should be what's underneath your actual flooring, so you've got like the base flooring and then you put your nice hardwood floor on instead. But I really liked it. It's got the right colours and it looks sort of just like rough and ready, and like someone just maybe threw this like decking together and the beach house together, and maybe it was like built by someone years ago for their family and it wasn't some fancy construction idea. And sort of the older fencing around the edge there, the why am I calling it fencing? I know what I'm trying to say. You guys don't know what I'm trying to say, so again, sorry. A lot of what I'm saying might not make sense. This is a very small downstairs bathroom. This is actually not really a family home. It is more of sort of if a pair of Sims wanted to go away together, this would be a little beach paradise for them to go to and invite some friends for some parties and things. So there's only a shower and a toilet down there. And it is usable. I have put this on the gallery and I didn't playtest it before I put it on the gallery, which is very silly of me. But you just have to delete the lighting in there. I've got like one of the sort of like lanterny type spiky lights from I think movie hangout stuff, and it's too like it hangs down too low and you can't use the shower or the toilet because of it, so you just have to delete that and put in a normal light somewhere else if you want to use this house. It's called Just Beachy on the gallery. My origin is LadySmitan. I mess around for a while in this bit trying to figure out layouts. The kitchen stays as it is now and I add in like shelves and some little knick-knack stuff in a minute, but the living room changes a lot. I sort of end up with just one couch and a small TV and a bookcase and stuff because I wanted to have it more of just a sitting chilling area, and you wouldn't really have a television because you're probably more likely on holiday. But I do actually use this as a proper house for my sim. Just there I'm pausing because I was reading if you could actually use that as a wardrobe, and apparently you can try on outfits and stuff with it, so that's good to know that that's a one square item on the grid that you can just put in there and it works just like a dresser, so that's cool. And I think I've started messing around with the I can't speak. Sorry guys, super struggling. I will get past this and it will be okay, it'll be fine. I love the kitchen in this house. It's really cute, and I have sort of these shelves which go across the window, which some people might think is strange, but I saw it in IKEA, and ever since I saw it in IKEA I really loved it, and I've done it in quite a few of my builds. And I just keep moving around the house, randomly finding items that I think, oh, they should go outside, and they should go over there, they should go in that room, so it's just flickering between all the different spaces. So sorry if it's a bit hard to watch. I'm using lots of cool kitchen stuff and some base game stuff in here, and some of the new things like the little glass like square container there with the lemons and limes in, which came with backyard stuff, and those peppers which came with Dine Out, the little tea thing that came with Get Together that I think is really cute with all the different like types of tea that you can have in it. I use it in every single build. There's the incense from Spa Day stuff there because you can set that to be a creative, inspiring aura type thing, and then they'll get better at cooking. Just putting in lots of little random trinkets everywhere, trying to figure out where I'd put storage and things, so it might be a bit random having pans on the wall over there, but I put this underneath it and put some random kitchenalia on it to make it fit still. I probably spent most of my time on the kitchen, which I'm not 100% sure why, but I had a lot of fun doing this one, and I tend to enjoy building kitchens probably most out of every room in the house. And maybe that's just because with Dine Out and with full kitchen stuff, there's quite a lot that you can do with them in comparison to maybe some other rooms, because I haven't got kids' room stuff, so I don't enjoy making children's rooms generally, because they're a bit because they're very base gamey and just you can't make it to anyone's personality, which is a bit lame. And similar with beds in the adults' bedrooms, there's so many just like things, like there's lots of things you can add to make them personalised, but the beds in general, they're just so limited with like the colour palettes and stuff at the moment, so it's a bit with that. And it's weirdly enough, it probably is kitchens and maybe even bathrooms is my second favourite thing to mess around with, because you can do lots of crazy stuff with the spa day things. But so sorry if I spent a lot of time putting in stuff in the kitchen there, and eventually I will move back on to the rest of the house, and it will have wallpaper as well, because currently it's still blank walls. And this is where we fight with the living room for quite a while, trying to figure out what I want to do with it. I don't even keep any of that furniture, I think, except maybe the rug that I've got in there at the moment. We don't keep that couch, we don't keep that side table, and I don't even think we keep that bookcase. So it's probably quite boring watching me mess around with stuff that's not even going to be there in a second. As I said, I wanted to make it sort of just a seating, talking area, and then eventually I think like, well, you could fit a TV in there, just a small one, for a bit of entertainment. And then I put the bookcase there for when you walk in. It's sort of a nice little feature to have there, and it's again like sort of like IKEA furniture that you can throw together yourself, and it wouldn't be too expensive. And the spa day table under there with the little picture frames and some tissues and stuff. And I just put that kitchen stuff there because I was trying to get it so the items wouldn't keep popping on top, so I had to put something in the way. And eventually I put those cookery books in there, which I really love. I think that pile of books is really cool. We go for blues on the walls because the counters are quite beigey orangey colours, and it goes quite well contrasting with the blue. Everything in this house is quite blue, but again, it's my favourite colour, so I feel like that it's okay, I can use that. And I was trying some different wallpapers on the back wall as like a feature wall in the bedroom, but none of them worked. And then I found this one, which was the yellow and blue, and actually sort of matched the bedding that's there, and I quite liked that, so I went with that one and just made the rest of it blue because I thought having all of the room with that yellow would maybe be a bit overpowering. The bedroom's quite small, there's not much that goes on. Annoyingly, that roof bit sticks through, and some pictures, as you can see, go behind it, and I didn't know how to get rid of that, so I just size up these pictures from movie hangout stuff and like pretend it's not there, but the shadows of that go a bit weird. So when I playtested this house, I actually changed the picture frames that are above the bed from these movie hangout ones to the one that came with backyard stuff, because I totally forgot that existed, and it looks much nicer, so I recommend you do that if you want to get this house and make it look a bit nicer. The orange contrasts against the blue looked really nice, and it goes with some of the colours in the picture frames. And there's the spiky light that I was on about from movie house stuff, and there it is in the bathroom, and it gets in the way, so you've got to delete that. Sorry, I should have checked a bit better. And just putting in some things from Dine Out, and then I'm messing around with the couches. I'm trying to figure out which one I want, and eventually I go for one from movie hangout stuff, which looks like it could go outside or inside. It's this one, but I really like it, and I like the little pillows on it and how they're like same colours as like in the picture, so we go for that one. Sorting out the lighting, just putting out loads of items there that I'm going to use on the rest of the decking in a second. As you can see here, I'm putting them all in place now using different lanterns and different candles. The lanterns from Perfect Patio, the new lanterns that came with the backyard stuff, and the little citronella candle thing that came with backyard stuff as well because they're all really cool and I like them. Just putting in some planter stuff because as you're in a beachy type area, you won't be able to grow much stuff downstairs, so I thought they'd have like some planter boxes up there with some more greenery on top. I was putting in these lanterns and I wanted to make them look like they were hanging from the columns rather than actually just have them around the place. So I just sort of used Move Object On and jammed them in there. But it worked quite well, I quite liked it. Changing the mailbox and moving it. It's probably in a really awkward place there, to be honest, but when my Sims need to access it, it's more important than when the mailman needs to access it, in my opinion. Putting in the bird feeder and the wind chimes. Oh, I really love the wind chimes. They are so beautiful when you're in game and they're just like twinkling in the background. Using the new picket fence here in a second. First I put these lights on this wall and then I use the picket fence to replace the wall, and the fairy lights are hanging on it and it looks really cute. There you go. Really nice fence actually. I'm glad they added this picket fence with the backyard stuff because we needed something like this, and I never really use fences because lots of them are kind of just don't fit or they're ugly, which sounds really bad, but sometimes they're too fancy or sometimes they're just like a bit basic looking but not nice colours, and it's just a bit of a nightmare. Adding in palm trees, and I added in lots of grassy type bits and ferns because this is sort of, I would imagine, where like sand dune areas are instead rather than directly on the beach, which is why you can still see a lot of grass and around the whole lot sort of thing. So that was my idea behind that, and just sorting out windows and lighting and everything. I put in some dirt here because this would be sort of where lots of the walking would happen and be lots of foot traffic there, so you'd get more dirt coming through as well in the sand, and where all the plants are there'd be more dirt as well. Trying to make it a little bit more realistic and trying to make sure that I used everything from backyard stuff because I didn't in my last build, so I wanted to make sure that I did in this one, and I think I managed to, except again I don't use the frog rug and flower rug and the wall decals because they just wouldn't have suited this build because it's not really for children and I feel like there's quite childlike items. This is where I turn it into sort of more of a tropical lagoon type pool because it's never going to look like like the sea or the ocean or whatever. So I just put in lots of plants that I've put around the rest of the house as well, so it still blends in. Lots of the grass and rocks and a bit more sand and things, and just trying to make it all blend together. And I think I'm nearing the end of the video, to be honest. Like, I know I added lighting here in a second around the pool, and after that I don't think I do anything else in the video. I think it goes onto screenshots after this. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Sorry it's not been my best work and the audio is probably pretty bad and I've been not like fun rambly, just like probably totally nonsense rambly, but as I've said, I'm gonna try and make a video to sort of explain things a little bit better so you guys can understand sort of what's going on. And anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing day or whatever time of the day it is or night it is for you, and that you like this video. And if you did like this video, please leave a like or a comment and let me know what you think or what I should do next. And anyway, I hope you guys are having a great time. Thanks for watching. Bye!